So for the SQL Server development class, okay. So for the class 2, okay, we'll discuss about this class in future. Okay, everything we are discussing, everything about the Microsoft SQL Server development tool. Okay, so first of all, yesterday class what we discussed, we just one time will recap. Okay, data. What is data? Okay, data is nothing but any real-time object. We can call it as a data. Okay, so anything, whatever we are storing is a simple, any character also, any name, anything. Okay, anything in the real-time object we can call it as a data. Okay, so and what is database? What is database? Database is nothing but a collection of data. Okay, collection of data is nothing but a database. Okay, so whenever we want to collect some information, okay, I'll explain you the data and info. Okay, what is information differences? Okay, so database is nothing but it is collection of data or information where we want to store it. Okay, for future reference. Why we want to store it? For future references. Okay, it is a collection of data or information which we want to store for future reference. Okay, for future reference. So, for example, take it in mobile, we are taking some pictures, right? Whenever we are attending some function or anytime, okay, we are taking some pictures. Why? We are collecting some proofs, everything, right? Why? For future purposes, right? Okay. So anything we are storing as a file format, image format, or if you see the big organizations, okay, they will maintain their own databases. Okay. So that is nothing but why everywhere they are storing the data. Why? Why means for future reference, okay, they want to use that, or they want to manage the data using database. They want to do some additional information. For example, I am working in some X company. You are working in some Y company. Okay, how did you know? By going to the company database and by going to the PF portal of the company, we get to know this person is working some company. Okay, that person working in some company. So how we are identifying with the proofs? Using your employee ID or employee card we have, right? So based on that's what is a database. Database is nothing but it is a collection of data or information which we want to store for future reference. Okay, so now we'll discuss about data and difference between information. What is data and what is information first? Okay, so data in a table, for example, we are storing some information like 101. Okay, some name like belongs to some A category. Okay, and here also we are storing same information ADV. Okay, so data is nothing but, okay, let me tell you. In data, just we are storing 10181. What it means, we don't understand. Is it a student ID or is it employee ID or 81 is nothing but what? What it is? Belongs to certificate number or it belongs to department number or it belongs to some vehicle number. We don't know, right? Okay. So data which contains meaningless data, we can say. Okay. With what we are seeing, just some information, some data, that's it. What it is giving the information, what it means. Okay, for example, if we write 101 under column employee ID, okay, under employee ID if we write 101, that means what? It is a employee ID. Okay, and next, if we store it 81 as a department name, okay, department name. Okay, so 81 or other departments will belongs to the department. Okay, so the difference between data and the information means information will give you which contains some meaning. Okay, which contains some meaning. What the data is we are storing. Okay, which contains meaning. But data is no meaning. Okay, it will not contain any meaning. is not just it is storing, but what it refers we don't know. Okay, data is not contains meaning. Got it? So data is not contains meaning, but information which contains meaning. Okay. The example, if you see, employee ID, under that we are writing the 101. So then everybody can understand whenever new person comes, right? For you, they will come, okay, employee ID is 101, department ID is 81. But if you see, come and see here in the table, 101 and 81, you will not understand what means, right? So that is the difference between data or information. Okay. So mostly in the organization, we will call it as a data only or record. Okay. Data or records, everything is similar. Okay. Data or record. Okay. Now we'll discuss about RDBMS. So RDBMS is nothing but it is a software. We discussed in that it is a software. It is also one of the database management system. Okay. It is a software which is used to store the data, in the form of tables. Okay. So relational is nothing but what? Structure. Okay. The table structure we are storing the data. Okay. RDBM is also one of the database. It is a software database system, but it stores the data in the form of tables. Okay. What is a table? Table is kind of a two-dimensional structure which contains rows and columns. The data will contain in a table in the format of rows and columns. Okay. So for example, if you see, employee ID is one column, employee name is another column. Okay, which contains inside the some records. Okay, you see, this is one of the table. Okay, so table contains the column names and the row wise data. Okay, this is nothing but a table. So table is nothing but a relation. It contains in the form of rows and columns. Okay, so it is structural way. Okay, where we are storing the data in a structured format. Hope you understand, right? What is data, what is database, what is RDBMS. Okay. Hashit, are you fine, right? Any doubt up to here? We'll move to other. Okay. So now we'll discuss about examples of RDBMS. Okay, thanks. Okay. Examples we discussed in the market, we have Oracle DB and Microsoft SQL Server DB, MS SQL, that is called as Microsoft SQL Server, and we have MySQL. Okay, there will be a lot of, but market wise, we are the very in demanding. Okay, in the market side. Okay, now we'll see in the Microsoft SQL Server. It was developed by Microsoft. Okay, it was developed by Microsoft in the year of 1989. Okay, okay. Oracle has their own database that is called the Oracle DB. Okay, and Microsoft also having the own DB server that is nothing but a SQL Server DB. Okay, so to perform all the SQL operations from the Microsoft side, they have introduced that SSMS 2, that is nothing but a SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, so SQL Server Management Studio, where we can connect to the database engine. Okay, I'll tell you one by one how to connect to the database. Okay, now where we can connect to database engine, and for ETL operations like integrations, like we can connect to integration and reporting, analysis services, and we have the cloud, that is Azure. Okay, Azure cloud also cloud. So we can connect to these components through using SSMS. Okay, So I'll show you with the example. See, whenever we open the first time the SQL Server Management Studio, okay. So whenever you see the connect option here, okay, I'll show you how to download this. Okay, you have to install in your laptop, so daily you can practice on here. Okay, so if you go to the whenever you open first time, it will show you one new query. If you see, new window will open. Here we can write all the SQL queries. Okay, and this is a object explorer. We can see here we can see all the database and connectivity server details and the tables list, everything we can able to see here. Okay. So if you see, there is an option called connect. Okay. So if you click on this connect, it will show you the option. What type of object you want to connect, like database engine object or analysis services, integration services, reporting services, and Azure storage. Okay. Now I'll explain you one by one. What is a database? What is database? As we saw, it is a storage. Okay, analysis services, integration services, reporting, Azure, everything. I'll explain you one by one. Okay. So first thing, I don't know you heard this name or not. There is a MSBI. Okay, MSBI stack we can call it as. That is nothing but a Microsoft Business Intelligence. Okay, MSBI. Microsoft Business Intelligence. Okay, so Microsoft Business Intelligence contains the three main services. Those are SSIS. It contains SSIS, and the second one it contains SSAS, and the third one SSRS. Okay. So one by one I'll get. SSIS is nothing but a SQL Server Integration Services. SQL Server Integration Services. And SSAS is nothing but a SQL Server. A is nothing but a analysis services. Okay. SQL Server Analysis services. Next we have R. R is nothing but reporting services. SQL Server Reporting Services. Okay. So I'll explain you one by one when these technologies will help you as a MSBI stack. Okay, one second. So all these three technologies, when we will use in the market, I'll explain. Okay. So SSIS, if you say, this is nothing but a ETL. First of all, what is ETL? Okay. So ETL is nothing but a extract, transform, and load. Okay. So don't worry, one by one you will understand. But in the upcoming days, we are going to learn these technologies. But I'm telling you, okay, for these, if you just want to get some information idea. Okay, if some people will ask you, you are aware to connect to ETL. Okay, ETL integration services, or you are aware to analysis services, or you are aware to report. Just for the awareness, also some people will ask. So for that purpose, I'm telling. Okay, you just get some idea about this. Okay, so integration is services nothing but a SSIS, that is the ETL tool. Okay, extract, transform, and load. Okay, so analysis services, this is for purely analytical purpose. Okay, so we have one more reporting purpose. Nowadays, Power BI is the reporting services in very demand. Olden days we used to do SSRS is a complete tool actually. All these three operations will do in a Visual Studio actually. Visual Studio. Okay, there will be a separate MSBA stack developer positions. So they should learn all these technologies. Okay? And they will also MSBA to connect to ETL and to connect to analytical services and to connect to the reporting services. Okay? But as of now, as a SQL developer, mostly will connect to the database engine. Okay? But we have to aware of the how to connect to these also. Okay? So I'll explain you why we need these technologies. Okay. So for example, in the real time, we in the market, okay, we have some projects. Okay, if you join any organization, they will assign you in the one project. Okay, some project here, for example. Okay. In the project A, they are using some Oracle database for the storing data. Okay, to maintain database. In any project, we require one database, right, to maintain the data. Okay. Next, in the project B, they are using some other project. Okay, they are using as a Excel as a data to store the data. They are using Excel as a data storage. Okay, in the project C, they are using as a some other database, that is Microsoft SQL Server, for example, will tell us. Okay, now let's understand. Company CEO asked to the business analyst guy. Okay, company CEO asked like, I want to get the information about project A, project B. He don't want which project working, how many employees, which project working, how many employees, which project working, how many employees. He is not aware. And what is they are using DB, he don't know because he has a lot of responsibilities, right? So he is not aware of that. He just want my company employees, how many female employees, how many female employees I have. So based on that, next year hiring, I will do that. Okay, my company employees list, can you place and create it? Okay, and in a dashboard, and every day I want to know how many people are leaving from the organization. Okay, like that, I want someone dashboard. He will ask you, I want some information to create the report. Okay, he wants some report for that. Okay. What MSBA, okay, what the business analyst will do. Okay, he will come to the each project leads. Okay, he will come to here and he will ask, please provide the employee details. He will ask here also the employee details. Here also he will ask employee. But in each project, okay, there will be a database developers. Okay, DB developers, right? So what they will do? Actually, they are storing employee names and employee gender. Okay, for example, employee gender, they are storing as a female and here if you see male. Okay, they are storing like this. But in the project B, they are storing as a EMP gender. In the project B, just F and M. Okay, and in the project C, they are storing in the form of zeros and ones. Okay, 0 and 1. Okay, so it's their own, right? Developers requirement, they have used some security purposes complete name some people. Okay, because they don't want any problem with this data security. But if they have security problem, they will store it as a 0 ones. Okay, some codes they will use it. And in the some other project, it's just a shortcut, they will use F and M. Okay, but CEO want complete central database to create it. Okay, right? Because all these to be combined, and he wants the report of the his company employees data. Okay, what now? Now business analyst will come. He will ask to give this file. Okay, he got the one employee file in the format of this format. Okay, like a female and M, and he got F and M format, and he got 0 and 1. What will he need to do? He got some raw data, means it is not a structured format, right? Here employee column names are different and the inside data is completely different. He need to do some transformations. Transformations in the sense changes, like employee column names should be same name. So he can use the union to combine all the data, right? So for that, he will use the ETL operation. What he will do? In the SSIs, he will do for the ETL operations, what he do? He fetch all these. He will, in the ETL we have the connect option to connect to all the databases. Okay, so he will connect to all the databases and he will perform some transformations like renaming the column name and replace the F with female, and he will replace everything in a central database. Okay, female and M to male, and here also 0 with female and 1 with male. So everything he will change and he will maintain one after transformations he will load. Extract is nothing but get the all the 3 files from the database and transform in the sense doing some changes. Load in the sense load in a final central database that is called as either SQL database or whatever their own preferred DB. Okay, so they will store one the company central DB. Okay, so after that, after creating one central DB, what they will do? And the analytical engineer, okay, that is a data analyst guy. What he will do? He will analyze the data. Okay, he will analyze the data. He want to write some calculations through using measures or something. He will perform some analytical operations. Then the reporting purposes he will use the Power BI or SSRS to build a dashboard. Okay, some count of the employees. Okay, he will directly create a one report. Okay, like for example, I have female employees 10 people. Okay, and the male employees not only 10 or something, they have some thousands, right? Okay, so like that. So this is the way they will connect to the SSIS, SSAS and SSRs. Hope you understand, right? In the real time, this is the way we used to perform. Understood? Any confusion here? I'm just telling you, like in real time projects, how we are working. Okay, here if you see in the project, data developer is different. Here is different. Okay, so they are maintaining their own database is completely different, but everywhere it is required SQL. Okay, understood, Harshit? Just ping me if you understood or if you have any doubt, let me know. So SSIS, SSAs and SSRs. Okay. So if you see here the tool, this is nothing but analysis services, integration services and reporting services. Understand? Great. Okay. Thank you. Now we'll move to our SQL database structure. Okay. Let me okay here, right? Okay. Now in the SSMS, after connecting to the DBMS, okay, after connecting to the database engine, I already connected here. For example, I'll show you. Okay, you have to provide this server name. Okay, and the authentication type you have. As of now, I'm using Windows authentication. We have two types: Windows and SQL Server. Everything I'll tell you later. Okay, let me connect to this. Now, okay. So once connecting to the server, you will see one plus icon here. If you expand this, it will show you the database objects, security, server objects, replication management. Okay. So under databases, okay, under database, if you expand, okay. So how to create a database? Okay, I'll explain you as a simple command. Create database. This syntax is I'll tell you later. Okay, but as of now, I'm telling you, create database, SQL, server, demo 2. Okay, this will be the demo 2, right? So I'm creating one database. So let me select this. There will be an option called execute. Okay, if you execute here, so command successfully created. If you see this option, so our database is created. But now under databases option, I'm unable to see. How you can see? Just you have to right click and refresh the data. Now expand it. See, SQL Server Demo 2 database is created. Okay. So database is how to identify the symbol here. You see cylindrical option here. Okay. So this cylindrical option will give you this is comes under a database. And if you expand this, There will be a database diagram, tables, views, synonyms, everything we'll discuss in the upcoming classes. Okay. Now, how to create a table under database? I'll explain. Okay. So, let me create one table. Create table. This is the syntax. Okay, everything syntax is one by one. I'll tell you. Don't worry about it. Okay, we have the DDL command, okay, TML command. Those everything. Whenever we are discussing in detail, I will explain you. Okay, but now we'll see how to create a table to store the data in that. Okay, so there is a syntax. We have create table. The table name, for example, employee table. Under employee table, I want the column names. Okay, for example, here column names employee ID, and that employee ID, what is the data type? Okay, what is the data type? I will explain you later. Data type is nothing but a what kind of data we are storing. Is it integer, characters, like that. Okay, employee name is nothing but a varchar of 20. Why we want to use varchar only or character? What is the difference? I'll explain. Okay, so these are the two columns I'm going to create. Now, whenever executing this query, you have to select which database you are storing. I'm storing in a SQL Server demo, right? So I'm going to create a table employee. So let me execute this. So command successfully create. Now right click and refresh and expand it under the tables. See, employee table create. Now, how to see the employee table structure? Okay, there is a command we have, that is a syntax, select command. The select will be useful to fetch the data, okay, from the table. Select star from employee table. Okay, so now if you select this command and execute it, see, there will be a two columns created, but data is not inserted into the table, right? How we are going to insert the table? Using insert into command. Okay, so insert into table name employee. Under this, okay, what is the values we have? Values we have to mention. So values of ID is 101, comma employee name. Everything we have to given in the single quotes. Okay, for example, Ram. Okay, and next we are closing this. Now I am going to insert this with one row append. How to see? By using the select command. See, my data is inserted here. Okay, so this is the way how we used to write the queries under the database. Okay, in the upcoming classes I will explain you what is database inside the everything, view, stored procedures, synonyms, programmability, okay, everything, and how to update the data, how to delete the data, how to delete table, how to take the backup of table, okay, how to restore the table. Okay, if we somewhere we lost the table, how to fetch the data. Okay, so this is the way we can do that many operations. Okay, now as of now you guys understood, right, how to create a database, how to create a simple table, okay, and how to insert the data. Okay, now we have, okay, databases. The SSMS Studio, if you see there, there will be a types of databases we have. Okay, so database, what we are using to store the data in a collection format, right? Okay, DBMS is nothing but a what? It is a software which is used to store the data and to manage the data. Okay, so and SQL, what is SQL? First of all, SQL is nothing but a structured query language. Structured query language. And it was introduced by IBM. It was introduced by, first time introduced by IBM. After that, Microsoft, Oracle, everybody developed this. Okay, SQL. Or some people call it as SQL also. Both are same. Don't worry, confused. either SQL or either SQL. For pronunciation is a both are same. Okay, and SQL is not case sensitive. Is not case sensitive. For example, if you are learning Java, okay, some people will come from the computer background, so they will understand, right? If you want to, is not a case. If you, for example, you are writing a code, okay, hello command also, for example, okay, print command, right? So if you want to write this also, you have to give first letter should be capital, after that small. If you give P also small letter, it won't understand. So that is nothing but a case sense. But SQL, if you write in the SQL both, like a select, as of now, I have written in a first letter is a capital. Now you can write everything as a capital also, or one letter capital, one letter small, anything like this. Okay, you can write anything. It won't, but just the naming should be same. Select, okay, either capital letter or small letter, whatever it is, okay, it will take. Okay, it's not a case sensitive. So whoever knows basic English, they can easily understand the SQL. Okay, so you don't need to learn complex syntaxes, complex and other. Just general English, if you know, like where, from, store, some words. Okay, you can know. Create. Create means what? We are creating. Delete means what? We are deleting. Okay. Add means we are adding. Update means update. Okay. Simple letters if you know. Okay. Join means what? Combine. Joins, right? Combine. Okay. Joint family. You can relate. Joint family means combined family, right? 2 to 3 families will stay there. Same. Joins here, combining 2 or more tables. Nothing but that's way. Okay. SQL is not a complex sequence. If you understand and perform, very easy. Okay. If you know basic English, you don't need to worry about like I don't have a fluent English. Okay, can I understand the SQL or not? Don't worry. You can understand easy. Just what you have to do, you have to practice the queries. Okay. Just telling is easy, like okay, we can use the insert command to store the data. You know, after that you don't practice means you won't get the how to insert the values after. Okay, after values, what to perform, and open and closes braces, how we have to give. Okay, and the characters we have to give in single quotes. Why we are not giving in a integer values in a single quote. Okay, everything we used to understand. Okay, by practice only you will get these changes. Okay. Hope you understood, right? So that's why whenever you are learning SQL, make sure you install the application and daily basis practice it. Okay. So daily and make it some notes always. Okay. Because writing is equal to 5 times reading. People used to say. Okay. That's why whenever you are writing any syntax or any example, make sure maintain one book for particularly SQL. Okay. And write all the commands in the upcoming classes, whatever we are going to discuss, and everything you have to make sure. Okay. Writing, and whenever you are attending any interview or in the future also you want to check some command, easily you can check that. Okay. So that is the one thing we have to make sure in a habitual to practice and make a notes. Okay, guys. Hope you understood, right? Okay. Now I'll tell you in the market. Okay. Now I'll tell you in the market we have Oracle and SQL Server, right? Why we want to use SQL Server only? Why can't we use Oracle? We have in the market maybe Oracle developer means PLSQL, right? Oracle will call it as a PLSQL developer, and in the SQL Server we have Advanced SQL, nothing but t-sql. That is nothing but a transact SQL. Okay, transact SQL. And in the PLSQL is nothing but a procedural language. Okay, procedural SQL means we have Oracle and SQL Server. Both are SQL commands are same. Like here also select start from, there also select start. But coming to few functionalities, okay, coming to few things, it is a changes. What are those changes? Okay, I'll tell you. Okay. So first thing, data types. Data types, we have date function, right? Date functions data type. Okay. For example, we want to store some transactions. We have phone pay, Google Pay, we are using, right? Every time whenever we do some amount sending, it will show you which time you are stored, which time you are sending some amount, which time you are receiving some amount, right? So those date type. So dealing with the date in any project if you go, okay, very, very complexity. Okay. So to make sure that we want to use this timestamp, means along with the date, we have date timestamp. Time also we have to make sure. Here we have in the Oracle, okay, date timestamp, okay, and here we have in the t-sql, that is a date time function, okay. So these are the some little differences. Functions we have, I will explain you while discussing in the Oracle what is the date time function here and date, okay. In Oracle we will use date time stamp function, and here we will use date time function, okay. Now another difference we have for Oracle and the t-sql, like a SQL server, indexing, okay. What is indexing? We'll tell you in the upcoming classes in SQL Server also. Indexing, whenever we are creating a table, we will give some, because huge volume of the data we have. For example, some crores of the data we are storing in a table. Okay. So to identify that records, it's very complex. For example, take an example. We have a library in the colleges, right? Library have a lot of books. If you go to central library also, for example, in a cities, we will find some library, okay. There will be a lot of books in it, like subject books, okay, some poem books, okay, some different literatures we have, okay, some people use like journals, okay, those kind of, some mathematics books, some biometric, like different books we have, social, okay, we have history books, something, okay. But for person will enter into that, I want only math books, okay. If the librarian will not arrange it in the proper format, okay, like they know, right, this section only for mythology books, this section only for student books like mathematics books, this section only for science books, this section only for general books, they will keep like that, okay. But okay, i will if he will not arrange the proper format, he just keep it in a wherever, don't know, okay, just he put somewhere, we don't, I will go, and to identify that also I will take it 2 to 3 days, right, to identify that particular book, okay, for the study. That is the way, okay. If we in the table we are not storing the data in a proper format, to identify that it is very complex, okay. So that's why the indexing will be helpful. Like here in the library, what is the indexing? Properly arranging in your rack, right? And they will write some names. These are the books. These are the books, like, okay. So that is the way. In here also, for example, in your book, in textbook also, if you see in the first page, index page will come, right? Like 1 to 3 page chapter 1, 4 to 6 pages chapter 2, like this. Why they are giving the indexing these means? To identify, go and search is easy, right? For example, I want to read only chapter 5. Just I will go 30 to 30 page. Directly I will go to the 30 page. Instead of page 1 to read, page 2 to read, page 3, it will go time waste, time consuming process, right? And along with the performance also will delay, okay? And the processing speed, CPU speeds also it will consume. So that's why indexing will be the more advantage here in a databases. Whenever we are creating large volume of the data, we have to make sure some indexing keep. Okay. Hope you guys understood, right? Index. What is index? In Oracle server, we have bitmap indexes, and in we have in SQL server cluster and non-cluster indexes. Cluster and non-cluster indexes. Don't worry, we'll discuss everything in detail. Cluster, what is cluster, what is non-cluster indexes in upcoming classes. Okay, I'm telling you differences between the Oracle and SQL server. Both lot of functionalities are similar, just naming conventions are different. Okay, that's it. And we have the backup and restore. Backup and restore. Okay, so both will provide a backup functionalities. But if you see in the Oracle side, there is a separate tool we have, that is RMAN, that is nothing but a recovery manager. Okay, here we have the recovery manager. But in SQL Server, we have the auto build option. Okay, whenever you install SSMS, automatically it will install. Okay, the backup is built-in functionality. It's already installed in the built-in process SSMS. Okay, whenever we install the SSMS, it is a backup process is already built-in process. Okay. Next we have tools. Tools like for Oracle we have Oracle OEM Enterprise Managed. We have Oracle Enterprise Managed. But here in SQL Server we have SSMS tool, SQL Server Management tool. Okay. So these are the main differences. And to optimize the query performances. Query performances means, for example, whenever we are writing any query like select star something. Okay. Now we have just 2 records, 3 records. It is performing quickly. But in real time, this employee table will contain some crores of the data. Okay. That time it will load. To give the output also it will take a lot of time. Okay. To optimize the performances and everything, okay, we will use the optimization separate functionality. That Oracle has separate functionality, that is Oracle Optimize. Okay, Oracle Optimize. And in the SSMS we have SQL Server Profiler. SQL Server Profiler. We'll discuss in the SQL Server Profiler in the upcoming classes. How to optimize the speed of a query. Okay, performance tuning and optimization. Okay, so these are the differences between Oracle and SQL Server. Hope you guys understood, right? Someone assist. Okay. So guys, this classes mainly for the SQL Server development courses. Okay, so here you will learn all the SQL concepts like we have joins, basics to advanced concepts. Okay, like we have data types, all the commands. We have DDL commands, DML commands, DQL commands. Okay, and we have TCL commands, TCL commands. Okay, and we can learn the advanced concepts also, like how to create triggers, stored procedures, functions, error handling techniques. Okay, and we have views, CTEs. Okay, and we can learn many concepts. Okay, and we will learn in the upcoming like how to optimizations, performance techniques. Okay, we'll learn etc. Lot of things we will learn in the upcoming classes. As of now, any query, guys? If you have any, do you cover SSIS in detail? No, in detail it's not possible because SSIS is a very vast technology. SSIS is a vast technology. This class and upcoming classes only for SQL Server development. Okay, all the t-sql concepts from basics to advanced topics. And some interview questions also I will explain you what are the topics. In each day I will cover all the interview questions. Okay, any questions, guys? If you want to learn SSIS, SSAS, SSRS, there is another stack that is complete. Okay, so because that is completely on Visual Studio, we have to perform the operations. That will take another 1 hour each day. Okay, and this course completely on 45 days, guys. Okay, 45 days, daily 1 hour. Saturday, Sunday is no class. Okay, We'll provide you all the recording sessions and with the notes and everything. Okay, and doubt clarification also. If you have any doubt, any time, okay? So you have to practice. That is the one. Okay? Hope you guys understood, right? Okay, we'll catch up on tomorrow. Okay, guys, tomorrow. Hello, are you there, guys? Okay. Maybe tomorrow I'm unable to join the class because I'm traveling to other city. Okay. I will conduct the session day after tomorrow.